Now that's a lot of damage!
Hey guys, Coffee here. Today I wanted to showcase how you can save time and money with quicker Chaos Dungeons on a budget. This works on nearly every class and can be utilized on either found gear or under 500 gold budget. The crux of what we're taking advantage of here is Preemptive Strike 3. Preemptive Strike 3 gives you a guaranteed critical hit on enemies with full HP and a whopping 160% bonus damage on top of the bonus damage from crit. With all the free sources of bound engravings you can get right now, it should be possible for everyone to get at least +9 from the purple Preemptive Strike engravings without spending any gold. In order to get that last 6 points, I highly recommend that you purchase a tier 1 or tier 2 relic or legendary engraving with your offensive engraving of choice and Preemptive Strike. It shouldn't take you more than 1 or 2 of these to get +6 Preemptive Strike on there. The best way to take advantage of separate builds for raids and chaos is going to be by using the preset manager and integrated presets. So what you're going to want to do is set your gear here for each specific build you have. You're going to have one build for Chaos Dungeon and one build for raids. As you can see in my specific setup here, nothing really changes outside of the stone and outside of the actual engravings that I'm using. Everything else is exactly the same between the two sets because I don't need to change anything else because I'm being carried by Preemptive Strike alone. The first thing you do want to do though, if you are going to end up changing out more either jewelry or other pieces of gear, is you do want to ensure that you are locking all of your gear so that you do not accidentally sell any of it. You can lock your gear by holding control and going to lock here on a piece of gear or on a piece of jewelry or a piece of gear. It will lock it and ensure that you cannot accidentally dismantle it or sell it or get rid of it in any way. So once you have actually set your 2 specs up for raid and for chaos or AoE, you're going to want to do the exact same thing for your skills, where you'll have different skill books. So you'll change your presets depending on what you want to use. If you use a specific build for chaos versus raids and guardians. So what you're really looking to do for your class, whatever class you may play, I'm going to show this example on Scrapper just because this is the class I enjoy playing the most, even though it's not my main, through Chaos Dungeons, is you want to focus on all of your skills that are your highest hitting single hit skills with a decent amount of AoE. So on Scrapper we have Dragon Advent. As you can see here, it's just one single attack that does a large amount of damage. Earthquake Chain is another skill that's just a single attack that does a large amount of damage. Roundup Sweep, same thing again, a single attack that does a large amount of damage. Death Rattle, another skill, single hit, large amount of damage. Chain Destruction Fist is just a good skill overall. Even if you're not taking advantage of Preemptive Strike quite as much with it, you'll catch monsters spawning while you're in the middle of casting this, and they'll still get hit by one of the layers, with a guaranteed crit and a lot of bonus damage on top of it. So it's still very, very good for clearing. And True Rising Fist is the last skill we use here. And for this one, the upward attack of it doesn't do much damage, but the downward attack does a ton. So you'll see here an example. If we just go ahead and summon something, I will basically use the upward attack at range, and then I will... Alright, so the last thing, once you do have these set, once you have actually set your skills and set your gear, is if you hit Alt plus E, you can bring up this integrated presets menu. And this allows you to quickly swap between 2 sets of gear and engravings and skills. So you'll see here under skill preset, I have it set to green, which is my AoE build. Under gear presets, I have it set to AoE. My gems, I don't change anything between my gems between the two. And then I just use a slightly lower movement skill cooldown for Chaos Dungeon because I don't need life or anything else in my AoE set. And then you can see for my raid set, I raid in basically, I use Ty right now. And then when using the strategy, you're going to want to ensure that once you are doing Infinite Chaos Dungeon, after you've done the 2 that you are getting full drops for, you're going to want to be leaving after the 2nd floor, because after the 2nd floor, that's when the rooms start taking 90 seconds, regardless of how fast you're clearing the mobs, because you're just waiting on spawns from the enemies. Versus the first 2 floors, you can be clearing them in 45 seconds or less if you're getting the proper spawns or things are spawning in the right way. The best way to take advantage of Preemptive Strike on any of these classes with large hitting abilities is to try to run around to gather as many of the mobs as you can, and then burst down a large clump of them all at once. So I'll leave you here with some clips of some speedy chaos dungeons with Preemptive Strike on my scrapper. If you have any questions or want to see something else made, leave a comment below and I'll be sure to cover it in a future video. Good luck hunting out there, and see you in the next video, where I'm going to be covering making builds capable of getting MVP on a 500 gold budget.